Hi everyone, and welcome back to the review of The Prisoner in the order that I am watching the episodes. And all series have a week episode, don't they? And Prisoner, I'm afraid, is no exception to that. So let's get straight on with it. The episode starts with the Colonel playing a cricket match. He's on the trail of a mad professor who has built a rocket who intends to fire this rocket and destroy London. But unfortunately for our Colonel, he's going to meet a very sticky end at the hands of the assassin, who will also be blighting our hero, who will be appearing soon. The assassin swaps cricket balls when the Colonel hits a six, something like that. And of course the new ball is bowled to him and lights out for the Colonel. It's game over for him. So it's goodbye Colonel and hello our hero, who now takes up the mantle to pursue the mad professor and his rocket. And he goes to a record shop to pick up his orders that are on a record when he plays it. So our hero takes up where the Colonel left off. He's now in the cricket match, and yes, the assassin's there, does exactly the same thing with the cricket ball, but our hero prevents his assassination by promptly grabbing the ball and tossing it away. And he then intercepts a message that he finds. The message basically tells him, let's meet at your local pub. So from the cricket match, he heads off to his local pub and he sinks a pint. But unfortunately, at the bottom of his glass is a message. And the message is revealed once he's drunk all his beer. You have just been poisoned. Yes, the assassin has struck. So our hero then immediately drinks a cocktail of brandies, vodkas, whiskies, sherries. Yes, and you know what's going to happen. And he heads straight into the bathroom. And he intercepts another message from the assassin to head on over to a sauna, where the assassin has another go at our hero and fails. And yes, there's another message for him. Yes, there's a lot of these. And the upshot is he's chasing the assassin around the fairground. He comes close occasionally. Obviously our assassin does have another go at him with a bomb, which he promptly throws overboard on this boat he's in the tunnel. And eventually, when all the chasing around in the fairground is over, it's a car chase, and we get this crazy car chase sequence, which then leads us up to our hero at a location of empty buildings, you could say. And obviously the assassin is there, baiting our hero on. And our hero goes crashing through one of the building doors, and he comes up against another trap, and then he walks into another trap, and then another trap. He wins out on all of these, of course, because he's our hero. And even the assassin is starting to admire our hero. So, next, our hero promptly escapes, only to come under machine gun fire from the bell tower from the assassin, who then lobs grenades at him. And he survives all this. And then she fires off this bazooka at him, and assuming our hero is dead, she departs for a helicopter, but our hero obviously survived. As she's taking off in the helicopter, he runs up to it, jumps up and grabs hold of the helicopter and hangs on till the helicopter lands at its mysterious destination on the coast. He follows the assassin into a mysterious looking cave, and he comes face to face with a Napoleonic marshal, and he promptly renders him unconscious and takes the uniform off him. Meanwhile, at the top of the rocket is our villain, the Professor, who is seriously doing a lot of gloating with his marshals, saying we're on a point of victory, and what would you like, to his marshals and so forth. And after this banter with him, he speaks to, and it turns out to be his daughter, and he says, "You did get rid of him. You did, didn't you? You got rid of the hero." And she turns around and says, yes, I got rid of him. He's history. Now, while all this is going on, our hero has knocked out another marshal. He's now in the armory, and he is tinkering around with guns and grenades to make them pretty lethal to anyone who handles them. Sabotage, obviously, and that's exactly what happens. The marshals pick up the guns he sabotaged, they all backfire on him, and our hero then makes his way to the nose cone, where unfortunately he's intercepted by our assassin, who says this gun's not going to backfire, and is promptly tied up. And so, of course, the mad professor says, "Do you like my rocket disguised as a lighthouse? It's pretty genius idea," and so forth. And he basically says, "This is it. I'm going to fire the rocket. You are going to be on board, and lights out for you." So they, in turn, the professor and his daughter, start departing by gathering up his secret papers and so on. But of course, our hero manages to get untied. He sabotages the rocket. He lets himself down by a rope from the top to the bottom of the lighthouse, which is the rocket. He's then seen by the assassin and her father. They tried to use grenades on him. Of course, whoops. These have been sabotaged by our hero, and then eventually the rocket explodes because our hero, before his escape, was fiddling around with the switches, overloading it, and so on. So inevitably, the rocket was going to go bang. And so that's the end of the villains. And that's the end of the story until a familiar face, number 6. It turns out that number 6 has been reading this village tale of a book to a group of children. Yes, children. And this is another attempt to see if he would lower his guard. And, of course, the villain in it is obviously number 2, and number 2's sidekick is the assassin. They were thinking he'd lower his guard if he told this blessed fairy tale to a bunch of children. And of course, he didn't. He didn't at all. And basically, well, that's another idea gone up in smoke, and that's the end of that. And so, yep, the episode ends there. And now, my final thoughts. Right, that's a wrap for The Girl Who Was Deaf. Did I say that at the start of the video? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, The Girl Who Was Deaf. Yes, every series has a week episode, and this was The Prisoner's week episode. Why there were children in the village, I got no idea. I think a better idea would have it start along the lines of number 6 visiting, say, the village library, takes a book out, he pops over to the old folks' home, and he just tells them the story. Okay, you're going to see all that at the start, fine, fair enough. But it's just a fantasy romp story. It's all it is. It's nothing else to it. It's just a daft romp episode, you know, compared to the earlier stuff, which is a lot better than this one. Yeah. Do I feel this episode should have been made? No, I don't think so, because it is so weak. I don't know why it got made, but I can say that about episodes and stories from other series, and I'm sure you could as well. So, yeah, that's my opinion on this particular one. I've got really nothing else to add to that. I will be doing a final video wrap-up of the highs and lows of the Prisoner series, but obviously that's to come later. Well, you're down to 50-50 odds now, aren't you, on what one I'll be reviewing next, because obviously episodes 16 and 17 are locked into their positions, as 16 and 17, so you got 50-50 odds on the next review. And that's all I got really to say about this one. That's all I can say about it. It's just, yeah, not one of my favourites. And on that note, everyone, I will obviously see you in due course on the next review of The Prisoner. And as usual, have a great day. Be seeing you.